Schools are expanding, providing more services, staying open longer, even becoming more commercial in outlook. Change seems the only constant, and the army of support staff who keep schools running smoothly often feel it first. But change brings opportunity, and again you, the support staff, are in the front line.
Support staff have always been an untapped resource in a lot of schools. There are some incredible people out there who've got enormous strengths, but I think until you ask the question, what strengths have you got, you don't always know.
This programme is going to take a look at the variety and range of professional development opportunities if you're a member of support staff, from librarians to cleaners.
We're not just people that come in for a couple of hours on a morning and a couple of hours on an evening. There's more to us than that.
Librarian Faye Dowding recognises that she could be ordinary, but she chooses not to be.
I could easily sit in here behind the library desk and just stamp and return books and buy new books for the library. I could do that every day, and I'd be bored within 3 days. It's not what a modern school library needs to be. A modern school library needs to be looking forward, moving and challenging in the same way that the curriculum does, in the same way that IT does.
To make that happen, Faye found out about and enrolled on a course called Leading from the Middle, which aims to develop her management skills.
Right, well, what we need to do today, I think, is pick up from the development day that you had up in Ambleside on Saturday. I thought the best thing to do was probably look at your team health check first and let me know how that went and any issues that come out of that. She needs to exert an influence on departments and on teachers. And that's not necessarily a very easy thing to do if you're coming from a support staff base in school. So if we're developing leadership skills and confidence in Faye, then we're equipping her to do the job she so desperately wants to do and to have that impact on teaching. You did your team health check with Gemma?
I did. We sat down together to go through it because I was a bit concerned that there were some areas that I thought we were doing okay on that maybe she didn't share the same viewpoints. I wanted to make sure it was an accurate view of what was going on. So we sat down together on Friday and went through it and agreed the 3 priority lists to make sure that we agreed what we were giving priority to.
Right. Have you read this? This is absolutely hilarious. You have to read this one.
Gemma's my assistant librarian. She only started at the school 6-7 weeks ago. Obviously, training up a new member of staff after having had the same assistant for 3.5 years was a very new experience. And I found that there were some aspects of Leading from the Middle that really helped me to work out how I was going to approach it and how things were going to move forward.
Your profile's quite interesting here, isn't it?
But of course, mine doesn't compare with teachers because I have a completely different job.
Right.
So I compared mine to the other diagnostic, which was other.
Right.
And that, it came out exactly the same pattern.
What causes that difference between people working in support capacities and teachers?
I think it's because it's completely different. The nature of the job is so different, isn't it? You know, you're not responsible for what results they're going to get at the end of school. You're there in more of a pastoral side of it.
Okay.
And I think that's why the personal bit comes out. You're the support side of it rather than the in there with the nitty-gritty. I think the attitude of the senior management team is what has encouraged the rest of the school to see me as more than just another member of support staff, but more of a member of the entire school team, including teachers. And the way they've done that is through my professional development. But you have to have the ideas and the motivation and everything first in order for it to move forward. No one is going to come to me and say, we've seen this course, we think you should go on it. Unless I've been stagnating for the last 3 years and done nothing, and that they feel that I need to sort of get out of my seat and get on with it. It always has to come from me.
My name's Sharon Fisher and I'm a cleaner at Spen Valley Sports College.
2 years ago, Sharon was approached by her line manager Steve Pollard about studying for an NVQ Level 1 in cleaning services.
And I suppose initially you think, really. But we took on board, you got a good response to it. And since then, earlier this year, we actually were asked if we want to take on Level 2, and now that that's more or less completed. I wondered if you could actually help me. I've sort of got this final module to do. In fact, it's just the one question on Unit 13 about the clean and to protect the floors. Yeah. And this question here is, what type of polish or protective coating, if any, do you use on this type of surface? And I just wondered if you could sort of helped me expand on that answer.
I mentor some of the staff if they were struggling with a particular module within the NVQ booklet. I think it's important to professionally develop the cleaners for them to have more confidence with themselves that they are doing the job right. So on that, it's no protective coating required.
Right.
And on that one, you've got your polish and your product name there. Yes. But the product actually is a metallised buffable floor polish.
Right, so thank you, because obviously that's what I was looking for, you know.
Okay, not a problem. They feel a pride in coming into work now. The standards of cleaning have gone up because of it, and also that they're passing good practice on to other less experienced members of staff.
See that water line there?
Yeah.
We're going to put the water into that point there.
Sharon's qualifications mean she's now better placed to take an active role in training new recruits.
Right, safety. Bring that down, line it up so it's not really going to splash onto anything else. And what you do need to do is 3 full plunges.
An experienced member of staff would go and work with a new member of staff until they felt they were comfortable. It gives them a feeling of self-worth and gives them confidence. If I've got confidence in them buddying up and doing some on-the-job training, then I think they feel more confident within themselves.
So again, get as much moisture out as you can. We don't want, you know, the floor to be swimming. We all appreciate being appreciated. We're not just people that come in for a couple of hours on a morning and a couple of hours on an evening. There's more to us than that, but the fact is, yes, you're expanding, you know, and caring, because it is a job that if you either care about it or else you'd walk.
The whole of the cleaning team take part in professional development during regular inset days.
Safe use of ladders. Most of you will use a step ladder as you go around your daily stints. So what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that you understand the dangers and what your roles and responsibilities are for your own health and safety, and obviously the health and safety of others. We do refresher courses on all our training programs, but we do them on an inset day in line with the school teachers' inset days. I find the pressures off the cleaners at that time. Is any problem here? Can we see any problem with this set of steps? No? Right, well these have been painted. Now painting a set of steps may cover cracks and problems with the rungs. It fills the non-slip surface of the rung.
It's great to actually be recognised. It's great to be, you know, supported, and the fact that it is, regardless, a hard job, one that we put an awful lot of effort into, to keeping it up to a high standard, and the fact that, you know, it's recognised goes a long way.
Previously to coming to this school, I worked in a bank for 13 years, and then I left to have my family. And when my family were both at school, I decided that I wanted something again for me.
Like all teaching assistants, senior HLTA Helen Sanderson has classroom duties.
Who am I? The old man interrupted brightly. Your lucky saviour, that's who.
But her opportunities for professional development have come outside the classroom.
Yes.
She's now responsible for line managing 22 other support staff at Hexthorpe Primary School in Doncaster.
My learning journey over the last 4 years has been incredible. I worked in a secondary school and I never had any staff meetings. We never had any performance management. Now in this role, I'm allowed, you know, to do performance management with support staff. It's made me much more professional as a person. We've discussed already your targets that we set last year and how you've achieved them, and that's been brilliant. Now I really want to just talk about, over the last year, what things you've been doing and areas that you'd like to develop. So first of all, can I just ask, what particular aspects of your work have you really enjoyed over this last year?
I would have to say my knowledge of the planning, understanding of what we're supposed to be getting out of this, from what the objectives are. Also, just having the responsibility of being able to set up a class having sole responsibility for a class as well.
I think support staff have always been an untapped resource in a lot of schools. There are some incredible people out there who've got enormous strengths, but I think until you ask the question, what strengths have you got, you don't always know. How do you think it's benefiting you then? Or, you know, the training that you've accessed over the last year?
More confidence.
It's I must admit, Claire, with you, the one thing I have really noticed over this last year is how much your confidence has developed.
Recognition of the importance of support staff has come with Helen's membership of the school's leadership team. Her job here is to represent support staff and act as a vital link between them and the school's management.
What about the Wave 3 phonics?
Right, well, I think actually the tracking has shown that there is a gap, isn't there, particularly in year 4, that I think, you know, the direct phonics, it's working really well in year 3.
The children in year 3 and that programme are all looking forward to get exception.
But we just have 2 support staff working on the Wave 3 phonics?
Yes.
Is there any way in which we can extend that?
We need to be looking at getting Sue and Karen to train up the support staff that are working in year 4. It's an amazing opportunity for me as a professional to develop being on the leadership team. I think it's about being valued as a person, and I think it's not always been paid a lot of money. It's being made to feel valued and that your view counts.
So if you feedback that to
I will do,
staff,
yes.
If you give them the pluses and that, you know, but of course it's ongoing, all this,
Yes.
you know, and help them to identify any of the training needs. But I think it's really important, don't you, that they get that positive feedback from all of us, you know, because we're so delighted with the quality of their work.
Our LSA meetings happen every half term. We've got the direct phonics, haven't we, Sue and Karen, that we start in year 2 and follows through now into year 3, hasn't it?
Yeah. There is a third book though that we've not really had time to look at. It starts slightly different with the story. And we thought maybe it would be a really nice idea for that to continue into year 4.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity for staff to express any concerns they might have, for us to talk about any training that's coming up and any training that might be required of support staff. I know that, Raj, you've started doing the ALS training, haven't you?
Yeah, I've started doing that. I've set it all up ready to go.
Yeah, but there's a group of children that really, the ALS is one stage too far, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
there's that gap.
That's that gap. Yeah. So we think we need to look at the direct phonics. Would that be okay for both of you to be involved in the training of some more support staff? Brilliant.
For leadership teams, professional development for support staff is not without challenges.
The challenges, I think, are sometimes that you raise people's expectations, and then, you know, sometimes it's hard to meet them, and sometimes the costs of training can be quite high, and I think that's one of our challenges. You know, it's how do we kind of maintain this high level of training and ensure that everyone's getting their fair share.
But for support staff, professional development has a positive impact.
What professional development does for me is it gives me opportunities to be what I want to be, and who knows what that might be, because I think there's always doors opening everywhere now for support staff.